Good evening, Mr. Morris. How are you?
Good evening, Naseem. How are you doing? Mr. Terblanche, how are you doing?
Well.
There
Thank
we
you.
are.
Um,
Okay, wait, I need to get my screen up.
I'm good. I'm good. Not a very good weekend for Arsenal.
I
Um,
suppose it could have
it,
been worse. Could have been worse.
yeah. It wasn't a disaster. It was just
A disappointment.
disappointing performance.
Yeah.
We were expecting a lot more after the Spurs game. But yeah, it's all understandable, and it's a process, eh?
Yeah.
It's a process.
It's a
So you just
process. Uh,
you just
I,
take
I
our
must
time
have,
with it.
I must admit, I had a really good week last week with I'm a novice fantasy leaguer. So I
Mm-hmm.
had a good week last week with Saka scoring and just good performances from the Arsenal team. So this week, clearly an underwhelming performance for both Arsenal and then as a result for my fantasy league hopes. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people are fantasy league players over here, but I'm trying
Yeah,
my luck. And that's
yeah,
I'm one of those people who plays a few Arsenal players, but it's yeah,
yeah. Well,
they
I play it every season, but I never do too well. I'm never on the top. I'm always way at the bottom.
oh no,
Um,
I'm definitely yeah. That's right as
but
well.
the season I'm trying to take it a bit more seriously. Yeah, but it's still it's I came to the realization it's a game of luck. It's you just don't know. You don't know. Look, there's a couple of bankers you can have for the season, like your
Yeah,
Salahs and your Vardys. Harry Kane doesn't look that sure this season, but he's normally one you could bank on. Back in the days, Aguero was also one you would bank on in those fantasy league. But everybody else, you don't know. I mean, you just don't know who's going to shine and who's not. And
well, the
yeah, so
funny thing is, I play everyone else, and I have not allowed. I'm not allowing myself to have the dependable one. So no Salah for me, no Ronaldo. I have Vardy now because they're not top four in my mind. They're not top 14. But yeah, I'd love to stick a Man United and a Liverpool. Oh, I'd love to stick a couple of Liverpool players in there now. But yeah, I told myself no, I'm going to be a good person and not do that.
yeah. So on with the show. We've got two new guests tonight. Dean. Oh, I'm going to slaughter this guy's name.
I'm going to slaughter both surnames. I forgot to ask
Yeah.
them how to pronounce their surnames.
Oh, yeah. I think Dean's surname is it
Ellse.
Elsa?
I'm going to go with
Elsa?
Ellse, and he can tell us wrong. And then Mpumelelo, I think it's Molekoa. Again,
Molekoa? Yeah.
Mpumelelo
Yeah.
and Dean. I apologize to both of you in advance.
So
You can name and shame me now. Also, welcome to the people who have joined us on the chats
yeah.
from
Hello
Facebook.
Warren and hello Wayne. Okay, let's bring on Dean and
Yeah.
then Palelo. Hi, how's it, guys? Welcome.
Hello.
How's it going, guys? And again, apologies to both of you for massacring your surnames. You can please tell us, you can correct us now on air. Mpumelelo, because you're the younger one, I'm going to make you wait.
Yeah.
You've got more lifetime. You've got more life left. I'm going to. You can wait us all out. I just think I've got a couple more decades to go. Dean, how do you pronounce your surname?
Hi, gents. It's actually Else, but my whole school career was called Ellse, so it's okay. You're not the first.
Okay. Okay.
I thought the second L was there to tell us it's not Else, people. It's not Else. Dean, welcome to the show. This is your first time on the show. I make it sound like the show has been going for decades. It's obviously this is in our second season. But tell us a little bit about your Arsenal supportership. When did it start? How did it start? And why, oh, why is it still persisting?
Okay, so it's been a long time. I'm going to give my age away here. It's been about 30 years, more or less. Can't remember exactly when it started, but it was definitely around that time. as I said to a few guys before, I used to watch Ian Rush. When I first started watching football, Ian Rush was like my favorite footballer. But that was before I knew about like supporting teams and stuff. So I just liked this guy, Ian Rush. He was scoring goals every week I watched, and this guy was just fantastic. And then one of the games I watched of his, they were playing against Arsenal, which I didn't know was Arsenal back then. And I just loved the way Arsenal played, even though they were the underdogs in the game. It was just something about the way they played that I started falling in love with them, and it's been a long journey since then.
Was this in the Wenger years? Was this in the Wenger years?
It was before that, I think. It was
okay.
George Graham. Oh, yeah. Definitely George Graham towards the end there, yeah. And then, it's been a long, bumpy ride. There's been a few great achievements along the way and great moments, but there's also been a lot of hardship. But, yeah, I don't know. Arsenal, I don't know. It feels like it is part of my DNA. I know it's a bit cliche, but I live and breathe Arsenal. And when they lose, it feels like my brother, my parents have gone like bad, and it ruins my whole week. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about them that I've always felt a connection with the club, and been there many times to Harbury and Emirates, been lucky enough. And it's been a long and great journey.
Can I assume that you sort of a lone Arsenal fan in your family?
Yep, my dad's actually a United fan, so I've been taking a lot of things for a long time. I'm not one of those people who just said, "Oh, my dad supports Man United, then he supports Man United." I've actually enjoyed the rivalry over the years with him in the banter. But yeah, it's always a bit of a touchy moment when Arsenal and United are playing.
Ooh. I can imagine the tie a couple of years ago that your dad must have had a field day with. Yeah. But we won't talk about those things. We have enough bad things to talk about on the show. But someone who probably won't remember the good years is Mpumelelo, who told us before the show that you're 27 years old.
Yeah, I am 27 years old, yes.
Okay, so that makes you who can probably only remember the difficult years. Or
the difficult years, sinking ship, yeah. It's been a sinking ship ever since.
So how did it start? How did the Arsenal fandom start, and why are you still an Arsenal fan?
It was actually through a friend of mine in my primary school days, man. He was actually a big Arsenal supporter at the time. So he actually convinced me into supporting Arsenal based on one player only, which was Cesc Fabregas playing at the time. And actually, Wenger, he liked using young players at the time, and it actually got to me this is a club I'm supported fully. So yeah, ever since it's been a downhill road with me and Arsenal. I missed the glory days. Everybody's been talking about the glory days, but
it's gonna come.
I don't know when it's gonna come back in future. Hopefully, it come back. So yeah, there's nothing much I can say.
Is it only the
first time?
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's the first thing that makes you think. Oh, go Naseem, go.
Sorry. No, it was the first time I hear somebody say that Cesc Fabregas made them support Arsenal. It's normally, well, from my experiences, either Ian Wright, which is the early 90s, or Thierry Henry. Dennis Bergkamp in there sometimes, but it's normally those three players. Fabregas, it's a new one. It's a new one. Okay. Sorry.
Fabregas, Theo Walcott or so when he was a 16-year-old or so. Yeah. That's when I started. Yeah.
Okay.
Amen. So Walcott, another young star that promised so much and then didn't deliver. But anyway, so let's talk about this past weekend's game. Thanks to Mark Zuckerberg, we had an extra day to contemplate. He had to worry about losing 7 billion. We had to worry about dropping 2 points. But an extra day to think about what happened on, was the game Saturday? Was it?
The game was on Saturday, yes.
Yeah, it was Saturday, yes.
A long time ago. So, my big sense was it was I had such high hopes after the Spurs performance that I expected more. What, Mpumelelo, were your thoughts on the game on Saturday? What were your expectations, and what did you leave with after the game?
I actually had high hopes of a win, but as the game went, I just thought that my whole thinking just changed, man, because of the whole playing style. But it's nothing new actually when it comes to Arsenal. When we win one game, then we go on the next week, then we have a dreadful day. And it was just one of those days where we could have lost it, actually. So yeah.
What was it that changed your mind? What was it about the performance that changed your mind? That made you think, we're not going to have a repeat of what happened against Spurs?
The thing is, this, whenever I see that Aubameyang doesn't actually get the support he needs, that is when for most of the time the game changes, because if he's not working, nothing else will work.
Yeah. Dean, I want to talk to you. Well, we're gonna have Warren's question. We're gonna throw that to you. It was probably a day of poor performances from most people, but your thoughts on the Odegaard performance? How?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna single him out. Unfortunately,
I think it's unfair to pick on him. I think it was the whole team as a whole. Like you guys said, the Spurs game just filled me with so much optimism for this game, and I was really looking forward to the guys kicking on and everyone just continuing that momentum that we started with the Spurs game. And we just started like so slowly and giving the ball away cheaply, like the old Arsenal. Just careless in possession, can't string 2-3 passes together, looked rushed. But yeah, Odegaard, he didn't look like he was in his groove, but also like I think he was a bit crowded in the midfield sometimes without too much support. And I can't really pick him out for being, I mean, he wasn't a great performance by him, but I can't pick him out and single him out. I think overall we were just poor going forward.
I want to follow on with what Mpumelelo said about Aubameyang. I'm still considering him to be the player most likely to score in a game if he gets the service. What do you think went wrong with him as well?
With Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, Aubameyang sometimes gets a bit lost. He's not really a hold-up player. I find him more of he needs like the service and like the through balls and stuff. And we just Arsenal going forward lately has been, I don't know, like it almost looks like our defense is starting to get a bit of fight and some grit. I mean, they still make the odd error here and there, but considering what we've been through, I think our defense is getting there. But just going forward, Arsenal just lack like some fluid like build-up. It seems rushed and players just careless passes. Whereas other teams, I mean, even look at the teams lower down in the league, they're picking passes off, they're beating the press. Arsenal seems to get caught in that press and just seem to panic almost. We just lose our heads. And therefore, Aubameyang doesn't get the service he needs and he kind of disappears in most of the games nowadays.
It was kind of shocking to see that Brighton had most of the possession. I think they had like 59% possession, if I remember the stats correctly. And an unlikely stat as well, other than when you play against the better teams like the Man Cities and stuff, who sort of hog possession. Brighton had more passes, strung more passes together, and they were more accurate with the passes. But Mpumelelo, do you think that we should be okay with walking away with the point? We were playing after all a team that is now 6 on the log, and it's still early in the season, but they are 6 in the log. They've done reasonably well, and it was an away game. Should we be happy with the point, you think? Have we lost Mpumelelo?
Yeah, we lost his back now.
Mpumelelo, sorry, I'm going to ask you.
Apologies for that.
No, it's fine. I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you think that we should consider the point a good point? That in the sense that we were playing away to a team that's sitting at 6 on the table at the moment? Should we be happy? Shouldn't we just be happy? I mean, the question is, shouldn't we be happy with that point? Because it's a valuable away point.
Yeah, it is actually a valuable away point, yeah. But like, should we be happy is another thing to say, that if we must be happy about the point, because it's Brighton now. It's Brighton that we played against, yeah. No disrespect to them, but it was them. We were supposed to go there in guns blazing off this last week with Tottenham. So didn't actually go according to plan. Like in a playing style of Arteta, we have no playing style actually. So
what do
I
you
don't
think
know,
about
man.
what was different? Don't you think that the performance
Can you guys hear
against
me?
Spurs? Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you? Oh, this is another question. Warren's got a question on Pepe as well. But do you think that what do you think is? Don't you think that the performance against Spurs was supposed to be an example of what our play style is going to be?
Okay, Spurs.
Yeah, we were playing on the break very fast up front. Do you think that is what Arteta wants?
No, I don't think that is exactly what he wants, man. Because for me, we played against a Spurs who was like very bad on that day, man. So I'm not. Their Spurs were like bad, and nothing worked out for them. So we actually took advantage of that. But if you look before the games, before the Spurs game, there is no playing style with Arsenal or with Arteta.
Dean, do you want to concur or disagree with Mpumelo's thoughts there?
I think
I
there is
will
a
admit.
it's playing up for the back and getting into trouble. That's his play style.
So we got it perfectly right on Saturday. Then is that what you say?
Definitely.
We were there any performance because there were so many players that did well against Spurs and then kind of underperformed. The likes of Saka has been criticized. Neil Smith Rowe has been criticized. Were there any performances you think that kind of the players did redeem themselves and did put up a bit of a fight?
Speaking to me.
Yes, I am sorry, Dean. I should have pointed that out.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale had a pretty good game.
I was just about to tell you, you're not allowed to mention Ramsdale.
No, really. And also, I have to go with Gabriel also. I really think he is looking like a top solid centre-back since he's been back. Like, even in the Spurs game and in this game, he was dominating in the air. But still, I don't think he's under a lot of pressure because we constantly under attack at the back. So, yes, people are going to make the odd mistake at the back, but I think it's unfair to criticize somebody when they've been attacked for 80 minutes of the 90 minutes. Like, there is going to be mistakes with any defender.
Yeah. Okay.
But Gabriel
Okay. Warren, I will ask you a question about Pepe just now. Did Pepe play? I don't remember.
He did come on. He did come on.
Yes, but did he play? That is the question. I want to talk to you about just a quick. We're gonna have a look at the league table a little bit, if you don't mind, Naseem.
We're not on the first page anymore.
Oh,
we're top of the second.
We're top of the second page.
Technically, we're still on the top page. It's just a little goal issue that where we fail. But again, can we just go to the first page before we look at Arsenal? Do we expect a lot of changes to come in that top half? Are we going to struggle to get into the top half? Mpumelelo, do you think that this place for us on the top half of the log? West Ham had a good season last season. Villa seems to be in good nick with our former goalkeeper between the sticks. Brentford have surprised the season. Brighton has surprised. Everton will fail later in the season, but they have a good start. Do you think there's a place for us in the top half of that log? Are we worthy of a place in the top half? Mpumelelo, have we lost him? We seem to have lost him again. Oh, no, he's moving.
He's moving. I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure he can hear us. Dean, your thoughts. I'm going to just pass the question on to you. You are sole panelist now. It's all on you.
No pressure.
No pressure. Do you think there's place for us in that top half of that log?
Look below Man United, I think.
What's happening? We can see the screen. There we go.
But below Man United, I think there is a spot for us. I I think we should finish above Everton. We should finish above Brighton. We should finish above Brentford. We definitely should finish above Spurs. West Ham maybe could sneak up. Aston Villa, I think, had a good season last season, but I really think we should be aiming to finish above them. So between 5th and 8th, I think would be realistic for us. Don't know if I'm being optimistic.
Okay. Let's go to the second half, because the second part of the table where we are now, we rule the roost. Our form is not that bad. We've won 3. Well, of the last 3, we've won 2 and had a draw. But obviously the areas that I think that signify where we are struggling, it's in scoring goals. Where do you think the goals are going to come from, Dean, if anywhere at all?
Wow, I left my crystal ball at home, eh?
Who would you bet on to be the guy who would seem the most likely to score? It doesn't have to be accurate. We won't hold you.
I really don't know. Like, on our current way, or the current way we're playing, I don't see Aubameyang hitting the heights that he was earlier on in his career.
Is that his fault or the team's fault?
Midfielders involved. I'm hoping Smith Rowe chips in with a few more goals, but even his finishing looks a bit iffy sometimes. I really don't know. I'm hoping Lacazette gets a second win this season, gets a bit of a chance and starts cranking in some goals, because I think he's really our only hope.
Because we have a huge deficit to make up. If you look, between 11 and 15, we have the largest goal difference. Even though there are teams that have conceded more than us. But do you imagine that based on current performances, that we are worthy, that we would get into the top 5th to 8th?
Yeah, look, it's early days, eh? I think there's a lot of negativity in the Arsenal fan base. I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but there definitely is a lot of negativity. I think there has been some improvement shown, especially at the back and in the goalkeeping department. And I wasn't a Ramsdale fan when I heard we were signing him. I was like, what are we doing? And now I'm like his biggest fan. He just has shown that little something, like he's commanding of the back line and he's always talking. So I think there is areas that we have improved slightly. Obviously, there is a lot more space to improve, but it's going forward that worries me. But I think there is enough spark there for me to still hope that Arsenal can pull something out with the remainder of the season and start battling away. Even if we're grinding out 1-0s or 2-1s, 3 points is 3 points to me. Eh? I'm not going to be picky how we win nowadays. I'm not expecting Henry to cut performances for hat-tricks and stuff. If we grind at results and get the 3 points, I'm happy. And I think I'm hopeful we can really push on to the top 8 at least. Nothing lower than that.
Yeah. Naseem, we have a choice at this stage. We either, if Dean is going to be the only panelist, I think there's a statute that indicates we have to pay him. So either you jump in as so one of us has to play second panelist. Do you want to do the?
No.
You play.
I can voice
so
my
let me
opinion.
ask you. Yeah, just share your thoughts.
Opinion.
Yeah. Where the goals gonna come from? It's not Aubameyang.
The problem is, and I think I put it in the blog and put my thoughts on, the way we play just doesn't suit Aubameyang. I mean, there's still goals in the guy. There's goals there, but he's not going to hold up the ball, and you either need to play it in behind the defense so he can run onto it, or play it directly to his feet, and he's going to pass it back somewhere. He's. I mean, I was watching Saturday, and I'm thinking, this guy. I think we're expecting too much from him. Even although he's wearing number 14, he ain't no Thierry Henry. He's not going to. He's not going to score a goal out of nothing.
Yeah,
you have to put something in front of him to score. He's not going to create magic. He's not that type of player. He's that Ian Rush type of player. Put the ball in the box where he's at, to his feet, and he's going to find the net. But we just don't find him in the box, and that's
he's still
the problem.
And I find that people have been a bit harsh on him because I was, again, looking back at the Spurs game, the running he put in when we were on the attack and he was running in support of the players with the ball. There was an energy there. So I do worry that our expectations are too much of him and we're just not giving him the service. But yes, the question then that our midfielders certainly weren't scoring last season. Is there anything that suggests, guys, that that's going to improve? And then I'm going to ask you to take opposing sides of a question.
Okay.
Did we miss Xhaka
Yes.
on Saturday?
Yeah, it pains me to say this because I'm not his biggest fan either. But look, he does make silly mistakes. He makes mistakes that cost us games. But there's the other side of his game that we needed. We needed somebody there to almost like steer the ship. Look, Aubameyang is not that captain. Xhaka is more leader than what Aubameyang is. And we needed that. Yes, it was Brighton, so I know we always say that rainy night, Monday night in Stoke, and where we need you to really grind out the win. Unfortunately, it was a Saturday rainy day in Brighton, and we needed that. And I think Xhaka would have brought that for us. Just that he gets more stuck in than everybody else. Everybody else around him is these pretty footballers, and we just need that hard guy that's just in there and just shows courage. I think, yeah, that's the word I use.
Then, unfortunately, by process of elimination, you now have to argue that no, there are other people who can do the job. We don't need him.
Okay, against my will. Yes, you don't need that.
You're welcome to declare your kind of position at the start, but then you have to
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, I agree with what Naseem said. Firstly, with him being the guy that does the dirty work for the team, and a lot of people don't see the dirty work that he does, and a lot of our players are too soft. But for sake of arguing against, we don't need Granit Xhaka in the team because at least we finished the game with 11 players on the pitch. With Granit, always a risk.
I just want to point this out again. He's had 4 red cards in 165 appearances. That's 1 red card every 40 games, which is about the season because they are the competition. So it's not like he gets a red card once a month or anything. It just feels like that. It does feel like that.
The problem is these red cards are silly red cards. They're not like it's not like something that needs to go to VAR. It's just a silly tackle when he's already on a yellow and he knows better, or he gets involved with something where he should just walk away. He's old and experienced enough to know, especially as a captain, when to walk away from a fight. And he just seems to get more riled up. And it costs us that possession with 11 players on the pitch. I mean, now you've got 10 guys battling against 11 in very important games, and we drop silly points.
Yeah. Just for the record, we'd already dropped the points by the time he got sent off against Man City. So I want to talk about the fact that he's out now. So just quickly, Lokonga he's the heir apparent? Is he the one most likely to be Xhaka's successor? Do you think? Either one of you guys are the panelists now.
I thought Partey was that guy when we signed him, but he's definitely not. Sambi Lokonga, nah. I think the closest player that we have on our books that belongs to us that gets stuck in is Lucas Torreira. That's about it. I mean, that's the only. Even although he's small, he's very physical. So I don't see anybody else that's physical in our team other than Xhaka.
Dean, Lokonga is the successor?
Well, I think he's still very young, has a lot to learn, but I think Arteta's definitely pushing him towards that role. I mean, you even saw him dropping to the left back position like Xhaka does in the game against Brighton, which is exactly Xhaka's role. So I think Arteta definitely views him as that replacement, but I agree. I don't think he's physical enough, or he needs to hit the gym a bit. But he's still early days. I mean, let's give the guy some time and see how he develops and adapts to the English game. But I think we've seen some promising signs from him, but not like really in the same mold as Xhaka as such.
Yeah. No, I also agree with you. The likes of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for instance, a player I love, is not your hard man at the back. He's just got too much flair, too much skill, and I think that's Lukonga's as well. They prefer playing with the ball at the feet rather than taking the ball off someone else's feet. We are going to where are we going now, Naseem? I'm asking the panelists. We are going into player ratings.
Yeah, we can go straight into player ratings. I will take over Mpumelo's ratings. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Wait, I just want to say that while you get that up, I'm just going to point out that Gunnar Matters says that Xhaka gives Partey the freedom to make a pass, but Lukonga needs to get the experience, which he will get now. Now that Xhaka is out for a few weeks. So this is an opportunity. This is definitely an opportunity for someone to step up. There's no fear that you're going to get dropped unless but there is an opportunity for a player to sort of stake their claim for that defensive midfield position. Warren says that Odegaard was our worst player on Saturday. Anonymous. I don't know. It wasn't Warren who was anonymous. It was Odegaard who was anonymous. And Pepe came on and did nothing. Again, the defenders are doing all the work, and the midfielders and the strikers not so much. Okay, so here we go. Here's a chance for you to score with the players. Dean, Ramsdale.
Am I allowed to go do a half point or 0.5?
We can do a 0.25 if you like. The Excel spreadsheet will
I just need 0.5. That'll do. Okay, so Ramsdale, I'm going to give a 7.5.
A 7.5.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, why not the full 8?
Look, I don't think he did enough to warrant an 8. I'm very strict on my 8s and my 9s. But I think he did make 1 or 2 really telling saves and kept us in the game at times. Okay. But I don't think he was really peppered with a lot of shots.
Okay. Naseem, what would you give?
I would give him a 7. And I think Warren says in the chat 6. Okay.
No, he says everyone below 6, but then he gave him a 6. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he gave him a 6.
So
okay.
Somehow Ramsdale's got our first 6.8. I think you need to round those numbers up.
I will definitely do that.
So he's got a 6.9, not quite a 7. So Tomiyasu, a player that has won a lot of fans early into his first few games, but maybe not so much on Saturday, Dean.
Yeah, he wasn't as good as he has been the previous 2 games, but he's still up and down that sideline and giving 200%. So for that reason alone, I'm going to give him a 6.5. 6 for his performance, 0.5 for the extra work rate.
I'm going to give Tomiyasu 4. That Spanish left back of Brighton just gave him problems.
That's a bit harsh. Warren gave him a 6 for Tomiyasu.
Brandon was first for the 6. White?
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, Mpumelelo is back, so I'll add him and he can give his own. I don't know if he can hear us, if he's all right.
Yeah, I can hear you guys, man. I just had to change location. The signal was way too bad.
No problem. Okay. And then we can go on to White. Dean, your thoughts? Gunnar is 6.5.
White also, I think he had a decent game, not the best. I'm going to go with a 6.
Mpumelelo, what did you rate White out of 10 for Saturday's game?
Yeah.
What score would you give him?
I'll give White 4.
Whoa!
Guys are hard to beat.
You guys are
Tierney.
hot.
Rating.
What happens when we lose? Do you give one? These guys kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, they get good points on fantasy.
So wait, so yeah, I'm going to argue my point for my 4. Yes, we kept a clean sheet, but Brighton's shooting was poor. To give them 21 shots at goal.
Yeah.
21 shots at goal.
Yeah,
So
It just shows how
I
poor
blame the
Brighton is going
midfield
forward.
for that. I blame the midfield for that.
Udogar's fault. I was worried.
Yeah. Okay, so Tierney, what would you score?
And oh yes, just for the record, only 2 of those 21 shots were on target. So maybe the defenders deserve a little bit more credit, a little better than a 4. But anyway,
There's 2 sides to that coin. It's either the defenders were good or blocking everything, or those strikers are just shooting blanks.
Warren agrees with me for the first time in
Oh
the
my
history of the
word!
show. Warren has agreed with me.
It's a good thing
Okay.
the show's recorded.
Dean, Tierney, what would you give Tierney?
I'm a big Tyranny fan, but I don't think it was one of his better games. I didn't really see too much of him. So I'm going to go with a 5.5.
Oh,
I can't give him a
5.5.
5. So I'm giving him a 5.
Tierney?
For Mpumelelo, for Tierney?
All of them are more or less the same, man. Just that I'll give Tierney a 5.
Mpumelelo sort of gives him a grudging 5. It's just like,
That makes him man of the match.
yeah. No, it seems we can see where the man of the match is. Gabriel? Dean?
Gabriel, I think, has been rock solid the last 2 games. And even though it wasn't quite as good as Spurs, I'm going to go with at least a 6.5.
I
Same
saw
as
that
Tommy.
6.5 coming. I saw that 6.5 coming.
I was going to go 7, but I can't with Ramsdale being a 7.5.
Mpumelelo, Gabriel, what would you give him?
I think we lost him again.
I think he's there still.
He's there, but I don't think he can hear
Yeah.
us. Oh, yeah. So, Lelo, Gabriel.
What would you give Gabriel as a score?
Let me give Gabriel a 4.5.
The 4.5. We are into the fractions, people.
4.5. Yeah. Being the partner of White, yeah. Being a partnership with White, yeah. So they were more or less playing together, yeah.
Okay. Partey, Dean?
Party was a bit anonymous to me also with the whole midfield. So I'm going to go with a 5. And I'm being generous.
Mpumelelo, how much would you give Partey? Little's thinking hard.
Potter played actually good in the second half for me. Being that he was the only one actually in midfield with Lokonga covering at left back, I'll give Potter a 6.
We're back in the 6s.
Yep.
Lakonga.
But Partey only got a 4.5 from Warren, so yeah. Lokonga?
Lokonga, what I do, yeah. Lokonga, I'm going to go with I'm going to give him the same as White, so I'll go 6.
Okay.
Lelo?
Mpumelelo?
I'll give a Congo 5.
Okay.
Odegaard.
I hope we can see a pattern here. We are nose diving.
Warren wants a 1. Udegaard, I'm going to go with a 4.5.
At least you got a I thought you were going to
Give him a
stick with
0.5
that
for his
one.
running, but a 4 for his performance.
I was sure you were going to stick with that one. Mpumelelo?
We're talking about that?
Odegaard?
Odegaard. I'll give Odegaard a 5.
Okay. Oh, with Smith Rowe. Warren is using potty mouth there and says he deserves. Odegaard deserves nothing. Dean Smith Rowe.
Smith Rowe was trying his best. He's young, but he still gives that energy and looked like the only guy really trying to get forward and drive us forward. So I'm going to go 6.5.
Ooh, okay. Mpumelelo for Smith Rowe. Mpumelelo, are you there?
Is he frozen?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so how much do you
Smith
give?
I'll give Smith Rowe 4.5 because of his decision making in the game. We should have actually scored when he should have had a chance to pause for I think what was that Pepe or something.
Yeah.
So his decision making in the game earns him a 4.5.
Saka, one of the stars of the Spurs game. Dean?
Yeah, you said of the Spurs game or the Brighton game, not so much.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we just seem to be losing you sometimes, Mpumelelo.
I'm going to give him a 5. I feel bad, but I'm going to give him a 5. It's not one of his best games. I just think he needs a little bit of rotation now. He looks a bit tired.
So basically what you're saying is that some of the points of that 5 is actually just a carryover from the Spurs game.
Yeah. I love the guy, so I can't give him less than 5.
Okay. So Naseem, you're gonna have to step in for Mpumelelo, who we've lost again.
Okay, let me just do this and wait till he gets there. Saka, 4, eh? 4.
Hey.
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang, anonymous, but I can't really blame him. But just judging by his performance, I have to go on that. I'm going to give him a 4.5.
So, he's the captain.
Oh!
He is the leader. He's experienced enough to lift this young team. These young boys obviously look up to him. I can't see it any other way. And he was just no inspiration at all. So yeah, gets a 2 for me.
Bit harsh. That is a bit harsh.
I think Mpumelelo will at least give it a 3.
At least a 3.5, I would think.
No, look. In the end, at the end of the day, if you look at it, we should be happy with a point in that game.
Yeah.
And I don't say that easily, but I mean the way we were playing, and yeah, it was just he needed to step up when you could see the heads were dropping. Things weren't going our way. He needed to lift the guys, and you couldn't look to him for that.
Okay, so then the substitutes. I'm just trying to see at what stage they came on, because some of them came on quite late, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because I thought that the coach has improved with his coaching with his substitution timing, but he left a couple of guys waiting till the end again.
Yeah, I should have brought Laka on sooner. In my opinion.
So shall we score the substitutes? I'm just trying to see.
I can't even remember what they done.
Yeah, none of them really did anything.
Yeah.
Really
impactful, but he needed more time.
Yeah, he didn't have enough time. It's just going to be unfair to rate him on.
Yeah.
I
think Arteta, the coach.
We didn't concede. We didn't concede, so I'm giving him a 5, but not his greatest moment. But I'm giving him a 5 for the clean sheet in a tough rainy night.
For buying Ramsdale, is that what you're saying?
Look. I'll also give Arteta a 5. I think he put the right team out with his team selection spot on. He could have maybe brought Laka on a bit sooner. That's about it. Tierney was also having a bad game, so I don't know why Maitland-Niles came on. I'd have brought Travaris on, but 5 for me. What do we got here? 5.5.
5.5 from.
So
So he was
from
actually one of the better performers, Arteta.
Did he come on?
He
so
was
yeah,
on. He was on. He was there. He was there. He's
Always on the edge of his
positioned
technical area.
yeah, that's
so
where he plays.
if I remember correctly, so this week, according to us, Ramsdale is our man of the match, and I think last week he was our man of the match on the chat on the show as well.
Yeah.
It's 2 in a row for him. Well done.
Yeah, I think he's just I think he gets like 2 extra points for not being Leno. I get that feeling. He's getting a few extra points.
Funny enough, I don't know if you saw the there was something about, I don't know if it was an interview I saw with David Seaman, not with him, but David Seaman said when he came to Arsenal, he got the same stick Ramsdale got. Like it's like, why are we buying him? And da 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 da. I mean, only history shows now what a brilliant goalkeeper David Seaman was for us. So hopefully Ramsdale kind of goes that way. His career in Arsenal goes that way. Are we gonna
go?
quiz?
Yeah, unfortunately, Dean, it's all on you again. Just a quick comment here from Gunner Matters. Laka had a good hold up as we lacked the whole game. And he gave a through ball for Emile Smith Rowe. So yeah, I think that's just that Laka is deserving possibly of coming back sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Laka's hold up play is a lot better than Hove's. A lot better.
Yeah, he definitely suits our style more. I don't know. I just think he's worth a try at the moment, especially for an away game where the fans aren't behind us, that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those conditions seem to suit him where you have to work hard. Okay, so the quiz. Then I hope you've studied up the history of this. Was the just for the record, this was a quiz we were going to have last week ahead of the Brighton game. But seeing that we've now entered sort of another international break, which seemed to be coming along fast, and we seem to be getting them regularly at the moment. Because of all these competitions. So, so we decided we're not going to let it go to waste. And so here we go. It's all about Arsenal versus Brighton. So here we go. Dean and Naseem. Naseem, you know the answers, don't you?
I can't answer, yeah. I can't answer. I know the answers.
Okay, so we're going to see if anybody in the chat
default.
So Dean, here is question number 1. Despite their ages, both clubs are well over 120 years old. Arsenal and Brighton only played their first league ties against each other in the 1979-1980 Division 1 season. That's about the time you came on as an Arsenal fan, or into the world.
Into
the world.
So in that first season, Arsenal won both of those seasons games, winning 4-0 and 3-0 respectively. So of the 7 goals, there were only 2 players that scored in both games. So you have to name those 2 players. And we're going to give you a couple of options, just for the fun of it. I did this questionnaire last week, and I can't remember the answer either. So I could take a guess as well. So A, was it Liam Brady and Frank Stapleton? B, Frank Stapleton and Alan Sunderland? Or C, Alan Sunderland and Liam Brady?
In the chat, we have B and C.
I'm between A and B.
We have 2 B's and 1 C. I can't remember.
Then now you give your answer, Morgan.
But maybe I can remember correctly, and I just don't know I remember correctly. I'm going to go with A. Dean, you can take...
I'm going to try C.
Okay.
And the answer is C. Answer C.
I'll be doing a hard restart now.
I wasn't wrong.
And Guna Matters got it right in the chat. Warren, Brandon, sorry guys. That was wrong.
Don't mock me. I am old.
Okay.
I can't
so C. Okay, Morgan.
This is your time, Morgan.
This is his question. He sets up the questions, by the way.
I'm the one who does the research and draws up these questions. I remember Alan Sunderland and Liam Brady. Didn't I just talk about them in that 1978-79 FA Cup final?
No.
and somehow
Okay.
I still forgot
So,
it.
so,
Okay.
so, Morgan, I'm going to put your hat on, and I will be the quiz master, seeing that you
Okay.
are taking.
Okay.
Okay. So, Arsenal have had the upper hand over Brighton for much of the two clubs' history, winning 14 of the 23 games they've played. Brighton, however, famously beat Arsenal in both league clashes of the 2019-2020 season. The games played on 5th December 2019 and 20 June 2020, respectively. Only once before did Arsenal beat, or did Brighton beat Arsenal in consecutive league games, managing to do so in one calendar year, although over 2 seasons. What year was that?
I really can't remember.
Can I find a frame?
No, I'm going to have to push you guys for an answer now.
Please, you can call me. We've got a couple of C's. We have a whole bunch of C's there.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of C's there.
I'm going to go with A again, just for the hell of it. I seem to think it is A.
I'm going to be different and go B.
Okay.
And the answer is...
Morgan, C. Guys in the chat. Gunnera, unfortunately, you're wrong, but Warren... Oh, wait, yeah. Gunnera, you changed your answer. You had it right, but you changed your answer. Answer C.
You did that, man.
I'm not pretending. This is what happens when you get old. I am not pretending. I cannot recall these answers, and I'm the one who drew up these wonderful questions. Okay,
next one. Arsenal raised many eyebrows when it spent a priceless sum of almost 60 million on Ben White this season, the latest in a long line of exchanges between the two clubs. However, White's purchase is the first time that money has exchanged hands between the clubs since 1993. All other swaps being loans when Arsenal sold an on-loan player to Brighton. Name that player.
Oh, yeah, so this is the question. I remember the question. I simply cannot remember the answer. But for some reason in the records, Arsenal players have only gone out on loan between the two clubs. But then 1 year, it seems to be 1993, there was a player who was on loan, but that actually moved permanently, but actually someone had to pay money. So who is that player?
People are Googling here, eh?
Yeah. That's why I need to push you guys for answers, yeah?
I'm going to try A.
Right, okay.
I'm going to go with B. I seem to recall it's B.
Answer is C. Guys in the chat, all right. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Now I remember what I did with this quiz. I decided no one would think that I would make all the answers C. I didn't think that of myself. I didn't think that I would do that either. Apparently.
Okay, guys, we've only got 5 minutes left, and let's go on to the next game, which is only 2 weeks away. But Dean, we'll probably not have you on. I'm not going to say we're not ever going to have you, but obviously you won't be on the next show. So your thoughts going forward and meeting Patrick Vieira?
Well, I think Vieira is going to get a huge welcome. Guy is a Arsenal legend through and through, and we've been missing that midfield general for many years since he left. I think that's what we've all been dreaming of getting back, is that commanding figure in the midfield, which we just never have been able to replace. I'm just hoping, being a home game, the guys get that whole home support behind them again, and everyone gives them the full support again and not get on their backs too soon. And we kick on, and hopefully we can. This Palace side looks a bit weak at the back. Got one or two threats in the midfield with Zaha, who we should have signed. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, I think we should win this. I'm not going to put a prediction of the score yet. I think that's later. Yeah, I think 3 points definitely.
Is there nothing that suggests to you that Crystal Palace could pull off an upset against us?
Vieira won't allow it. He did us one against Spurs, and he's ready to return the favor now and give us 3 points.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think it's going to be a tough game.
Remember in 2019, they famously did that when we were struggling as well. They beat us at home 2-3. They beat us at the Emirates. So just for the record, when we go into predictions.
Yep. So predict the game. Don't forget, log your predictions at the link below. We'll obviously just send out the post on the Arsenal Cape Town page. Don't forget the prizes. I'm going to repeat them. $500 and for the first place winner. Table hasn't changed much from the week before because I don't think anybody predicted a draw. There were a couple of Arsenal losses, but no real. I think one or two, if I remember correctly, one or two people predicted a 1-1 draw though. But yeah, that was about it.
I need my password so I can predict.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for 2-1, eh?
You're going to go for 2-1.
Giving everyone a head start, but here I come.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay.
So, Morgan,
Why
your prediction?
2-1? I'm gonna go. Oh my dear Lord. I'm gonna assume that there's gonna be a sort of they're gonna have a sort of out of body experience where the spirit of the Spurs game come back and they win 3-0 again. I don't know why I say these things. But I want to be the only one that's right so I can get good points on the game.
I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win, eh? Just 1-0. Just 1-0. Yeah.
I can see the confidence has seeped away after the Brighton game. I can see everyone's a little more cautious.
It's a reality check.
Yeah. So it's, I don't think we'll lose. I don't think we'll lose to Palace. So yeah, and you don't know where goals are gonna come from. So I don't expect us to score a lot. But 1-0.
Gunnera matters. Yeah, it's a little bit more confidence. It's 2-0. Warren also was 1-0. And Warren says, we're not even going to score. It's going to be an own goal.
Cool. Also, I just want to mention, so anybody that likes to write things about Arsenal is welcome to write stuff on our blog. If you want to write a piece about anything Arsenal, please just reach out to myself, Morgan, or Warren, and we'll gladly share your piece of work on the website. And then also, if you'd like to be on the show, just give us a shout, and we'll gladly invite you one day. Then also, I don't think we're going to have a show next week, Monday, because there is no football, Arsenal football, the weekend. So we might do a preview show. Maybe the night of, because we play a Monday night, don't we?
Oh yes, we're playing on the Monday night. Yeah.
I think our game starts at 9:00. So yeah, we might just do a little preview the game. And we can all have our thoughts right before kickoff and with the starting lineup they put out. So yeah, but stay glued to the Arsenal Cape Town Facebook page, and obviously all the information is going to be there. Awesome. With that, also want to thank Dean for joining us. It was great having you. Somebody from my era of Arsenal. It's always nice to know, because most of the people I know is either way before my time, like Hove. I don't know if you ever met Hove. Hove is supporting Arsenal since 1886.
I believe it. I absolutely believe that.
We should actually have Hove on one night again. And then
thanks for having me, guys. It's been great. Thank you.
Cool. And
thanks a lot, Dean. It was very nice meeting you.
And then also, always thanks to my co-host, Morgan. Morgan's always surprised. I must say this. Morgan's always surprised when I ask him, come join me on the show. He's like, yeah. And then apparently his date got cancelled. His date is sick.
Yes, unfortunately. She told you. This is what I was told. By the guy taking care of her. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool. But Morgan, thanks a lot, Dean. Thanks a lot, guys in the chat. Awesome. It's always great to do the show. Always have fun.
Yeah. And we're gonna have more prizes on the show in the next couple of months. So but you have to watch it live. So
Yeah. Cool. Guys, everybody, thank you so much. And we will see you on the next one. Cheerio.
You guys.
Thank you.